An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
In a few moments, the news.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Ogaraj and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Markandre Madhush shot dead. The determination of the Supreme Court with regard to the 20th Amendment will be tabled in Parliament today. The matter will be taken up for debate tomorrow and the day after. Program to provide 100,000 jobs for low-income families commences. Minuangoda COVID-19 cluster expands by 40 more cases. News overseas, Trump set to remove Sudan from state sponsors of terrorism list. Local news in detail now. Notorious underworld figure and drug kingpin Markandre Madhush has been shot dead in a crossfire between police and other suspected underworld figures at Maligavatta housing complex. After uncovering information regarding a stock of 22 kilograms of heroin hidden at the Maligavatta housing complex, officers of the Colombo Crimes Division had visited that location along with Markandre Madhush. However, suspected underworld figures and drug traffickers had then reportedly opened fire at them. Markandre Madhush and two officers of the CCD were shot in the crossfire that ensued. Madhush had later succumbed to injuries. Police have recovered 22 kilograms of heroin, 2 pistols and a motorcycle during investigations at the Maligavatta housing complex where Madhush was shot dead. Meanwhile, 2 police constables attacked to the CCD have also been injured in the shootout. The notorious underworld figure was in the custody of the Criminal Investigations Department for nearly 1.5 years before he had been transferred to the custody of the Colombo Crimes Division last Friday for further investigations into the cases against him. Based on the information divulged the drug kingpin during interrogations, a consignment of heroin weighing nearly 10 kilograms had been seized from Kotigavatta area by the CCD last Saturday. The determination of the Supreme Court with regard to the 20th Amendment will be tabled in Parliament today. The matter will be taken up for debate tomorrow and the day after. Few more changes have been included to the 20th Amendment based on the Cabinet approval. It is reported that further changes could be incorporated during the committee stage debates. Handing over the letters of appointment to the trainees selected from the families of the lowest income category in the society under the program to recruit 100,000 individuals for employment commenced today. Under the first phase, 34,818 eligible candidates have been selected, stated President's Media Division yesterday. Accordingly, the appointees will receive a 6-month formal training in 25 identified areas according to their skills and preferences. The National Apprentice and Industrial Training Authority will oversee the training program. Those who successfully complete the training will be awarded an NVQ3 certificate. During the training period, trainees will receive a monthly allowance of 22,500 rupees, the PMD stated. The 100,000 jobs program has been formulated in line with the concept of creating a poverty-free Sri Lanka enshrined in the Saubhagya Dakma policy statement of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. An institute named Multipurpose Development Task Force was set up to implement the initiative. Increasing the income of low-income earners, alleviating poverty by ensuring social security, and building a people-centric economy by reducing inequality in income distribution as much as possible are some of the objectives of the program. The program commenced on January 20th of this year. The applications were called from suitable candidates through newspaper advertisements published in all 3 languages. It was informed to hand over all the duly filled applications to the Grama Niladhari in the respective area. The trainees were selected following an interview after their applications were forwarded to the district secretaries by the divisional secretariats. All the selected candidates are from low-income families, none of whose members is employed either in the government or the private sector. Once their 6-month training period is completed, they will be given permanent appointments on PL1 service category and will be directed to ministries, departments, corporations and institutions affiliated to the government to fill existing vacancies, the PMD said. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999.
Continuing with more stories here at home. 40 more cases of COVID-19 infections have been reported from the Minuwangoda cluster, stated Commander of Army, Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva. 19 among the new cases have been detected from the quarantine centres operated by the Sri Lanka Army. The remaining 21 patients are identified as close contacts of the Minuwangoda cluster cases, according to the Army Chief. A total of 87 new coronavirus cases have been reported from the Minuwangoda COVID-19 cluster within the day so far. Thereby, the cluster has grown to 2,162 cases. Meanwhile, police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said all pharmaceuticals and food outlets will be opened today in the areas which come under quarantine curfew. Parliamentarian Dilan Pereira alleges that the 19th Amendment to the Constitution has brought disaster to the country and pushed the nation towards a chaotic, brutal rule. The people suffered a lot due to this 19th Amendment during the last 4.5 years. The proposed 20th Amendment to the Constitution will eliminate all disastrous features in the 19th Amendment. The 20th Amendment will be a people-friendly amendment. The parliamentarian made these remarks to SLBC during a special program. The Director General of Health Services stated that the Health Promotion Bureau has introduced a hotline for the public to make inquiries related to the coronavirus. The hotline number 1999 provides advice on the measures to be followed for preventing COVID-19 virus infection. In the case of an infected person, it provides instructions on preventing measures from spreading to others, including their family members. This service is available in all 3 languages. Moreover, the department stated that the public can connect to the hotline round the clock through any telephone network. That's local news.
An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
40 more cases of COVID-19 infections have been reported from the Minuwangoda cluster, stated Commander of Army Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva. 19 among the new cases have been detected from quarantine centres operated by the Sri Lanka Army. Meanwhile, police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said all pharmaceuticals and food outlets will be open today in the areas which come under quarantine curfew.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on Watchlight, the consumers complain about the price hikes in the vegetables, fruits and fresh milk packets. This has caused many inconveniences, especially to the low-income families. Although there is a control price declared for those commodities, still there are some errant traders who sell these goods in an arbitrary manner, which has resulted in unreasonable price hikes. This is for the attention of the Consumer Affairs Authority. And moving on to world news, headlines. Trump set to remove Sudan from state sponsors of terrorism list. Argentina exceeds 1 million COVID-19 cases. U.S. borders with Canada, Mexico to stay closed to non-essential travel until November 21st. World news in detail. U.S. President Donald Trump has said Sudan will come off a list of state sponsors of terror if it pays compensation of $335 million. Sudanese Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok responded by saying the funds had been transferred, but there was no immediate U.S. confirmation. Sudan has been listed since 1993 when al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden lived there as a guest of the government. The compensation relates to al-Qaeda's 1998 bombing of U.S. embassies in Africa. Argentina has become the 5th country in the world to exceed 1 million coronavirus cases, its health ministry said yesterday, making it the smallest nation by far to reach the grim milestone after infections accelerated in recent weeks. There were 1 million confirmed cases of the virus in the South American country by Monday night, the ministry said in a statement. In the past 24 hours, there were 12,982 new cases reported and 451 more deaths, it added. Finally, on world news, the U.S. Homeland Security Department said yesterday the United States land borders between Canada and Mexico will remain closed to all non-essential travel until tomorrow. The extension comes as the United States remains one of the worst affected countries in the world and is reporting the second highest number of new cases daily. Mexico's foreign ministry also confirmed that the measures will remain in place and unchanged until November 21st. That's on World News.
Development News is brought to you by
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker, Super kiyanne nikan neve.
And on development news, Sri Lankan importers based in Doha have established the Sri Lankan Entrepreneurs Association in Qatar, affiliated with the Embassy of Sri Lanka in Doha. The vision of the association is to ensure a significant growth of Sri Lankan imports to the Qatari markets. The association will promote the imports from Sri Lanka to Qatar by creating a link between the importers in Qatar with the Sri Lankan exporters and motivate the Sri Lankan items importers in Qatar to diversify the range of imports to the Qatari markets.
When Tati bought a new family car, it wasn't just for the 4 of us.
It's a 10-seater van. Enough for friends and relatives too.
Mummy insisted on building an extra room in our new house.
Well, you never know who'll come to stay. We need more pillows too.
When I was studying late, Nangi would come by to help.
No, I don't know physics, but I do know you need a Munchie Super Cream Cracker.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others.
When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves.
Munchie Super Cream Cracker, Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Sports News is brought to you by
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
And on sports news, Chris Gayle, Andre Russell, Shahid Afridi, Faf du Plessis and Carlos Brathwaite are among the high-profile foreign players that have been drafted into Lankan Premier League teams for the tournament that is set to begin on the 21st of November. although the draft held on Monday was carried out in incredibly haphazard fashion over the internet, with team owners unclear on the draft rules and protocols, SLC has nevertheless taken another step, however unsteady, towards hosting its own T20 franchise tournament.
Hey guys, we've got our very own Queen Bear here to review something for us.
Okay, here we go. It's the right amount of crunch and OMG, so much chocolate. The texture is so good. It's creamy and velvety and just so much chocolate. The packaging is super cool and new and there's like so much chocolate. And OMG, the taste, it tastes like so good and there's so much chocolate. Like with every bite. 10 out of 10 for me.
Munchie chocolate cream biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
And on business news, head of the Presidential Task Force for Economic Revival and Poverty Alleviation, Basil Rajpaksha, recently attended an observation tour of the Vatavalla Dairy Farm in Ginigathena. The state-of-the-art dairy farm by Vatavalla Dairy Limited, a 100% subsidiary of Sri Lanka's leading diversified agribusiness company, Vatavalla Plantations. Mr. Rajapaksa commended Vatavalla Plantations on its successful dairy operations and its contribution to the economy by committing to the government's effort to promote local milk production and achieve self-sufficiency in milk.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Economic news. Courtesy of
Just Move on real time, save more, LOLC real time. Paying the premium for transactions, simply save now real time. Day night, no trouble for your transactions. LOLC real time. Download LOLC Finance real time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and more benefits.
And on economic news, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, as of 15th of this month, approved 61,907 loan applications received from COVID-19 affected businesses. These applications were for a total of 177,954 million rupees and registered under 3 phases of the Saubhagya COVID-19 Renaissance Facility. So far, the licensed banks have released loans amounting to 133,192 million rupees among 45,582 affected businesses island-wide. Phase 1 of the loan scheme was implemented with effect from April 1st, 2020.
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage begins. 40% discount for selected goods from 12th to 25th of October. Visit CIB today.
And on the weather update, the Met Department says showers will occur at several places in Western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Galle and Matara districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in Northern Province, particularly in the morning. Gusty winds about 40 km per hour can be expected in Batticaloa, Trincomalee, Matara and Hambantota districts and in the western slopes of the Central Hills. This weather report was published at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage begins. 40% discount for selected goods from 12th to 25th of October. Visit CIB today.
Back to the headlines. Markandre Madhush shot dead. The determination of the Supreme Court with regard to the 20th Amendment will be tabled in Parliament today. The matter will be taken up for debate tomorrow and the day after. Program to provide 100,000 jobs for low-income families commences. Minuangoda COVID-19 cluster expands by 40 more cases. News overseas, Trump set to remove Sudan from state sponsors of terrorism list.